Hello everybody and welcome to what will be, I promise you this, 2020 resolutions and all that. If I say it's going to be a quick video update, I mean it's going to be a quick video update and not one of those drawn out 20-minute long affairs. Right, okay, so I'm just going to let you know my plans for the channel moving forward because I've just changed it slightly, the scheduling, if you will. So as of July, the plan was to have one main LP, which was uploaded pretty much every day during the week, other than stream days. A side LP, which was uploaded on the weekend, and a stream series, which was streamed on a Monday or a Tuesday, sometimes both, and then again on a Friday or a Saturday, sometimes both, depending on my weekly plans. And it kind of stuck to that, although Stardew Valley did creep into the week and a few streams as well, given its length for a side series. But nonetheless, that was the general consensus. And the side series that was going to start this year was Frostpunk, to kick the year off, with the main game, of course, being Crusader Kings 2. And I sat at work this week and thought to myself, I've got an ever-growing list of games that I want to play, as in main game series, because they're RPG strategies, the kind of long games that really are main game series. So I thought to myself, why am I messing around with side series if I can not just do 2 main series at a time to try and help me get through this ever-growing list? You know, games such as Outer Worlds, Pillars of Eternity 2, Three Kingdoms, there's that overhaul mod for Attila, which I've just seen recently. Is it 12.12? That looks pretty decent. I think it's still in the alpha stage or something, but it's looking pretty good for what I've seen so far. I might want to give that a bash. There's games coming out this year that I may wish to add to that list, such as Last of Us 2, such as Cyberpunk. Even there's a new Mount and Blade coming out, is there not? That looks pretty interesting. I played the first one not in any great detail, but the second one I may be interested in giving that a proper try. So there's lots on that list and games that I haven't even listed yet. So yeah, I thought to myself, let's get this done. Let's work through this list. Let's have 2 main game series rather than a main and a side. So what we're going to do going forward from Monday is we're going to have a main game, 2 main games on alternate days, as is still the plan to stream that main game every 10 episodes, and we'll just have the side series as well. So you're still getting 3 games, it's just that 2 of them are main games rather than 1 main and 1 side. So not too much really different, other than that Frostpunk obviously isn't going to be happening anytime soon. I'd rather much play something else from my main list. So the question on your lips then will be, I'm sure, as it has been the Discord after I dropped this bombshell, is, well, what on earth are you going to be playing alongside CK2 then? Come on, let us know. So I kind of dropped 3 clues, cryptic clues they were. Nobody's got it, I don't think. Nobody's mentioned the game that I'm going to be that I have chosen as my next main series. But I'll give you the clues and give you a moment to think about them after I've explained them, and you may get it before I tell you. Let me know if you did. So the first clue is the game was going to be an RPG because I want to do 2 different genres. I don't want to do like sort of CK2 alongside Total War, for instance, because they're both kind of grand strategy. Slightly different, of course, but I thought, you know, I'll do 1 strategy and 1 RPG. So it's an RPG was the first clue, which narrows it down a little bit. So games on my list such as Outer Worlds, such as Pillars of Eternity 2 are brought into focus, and Pillars of Eternity 2 is the favourite guess so far, but it had nothing to do with the clues though, so who knows. The second clue was Life on Mars. I just kind of threw that out there as a random comment yesterday afternoon, seeing what people thought about that. And the reason the Life on Mars clue is in relation to my favourite police programme ever. I've watched it a couple of times now, and after mentioning it and starting to play this game, I will probably watch it again. So it's my favourite police programme. If you're in the UK, you may have seen it. It came out in 2006. If you haven't seen it, give it a quick Google. It's really, really interesting. It really is. It depicts policing in the 1970s, and it came out when I just joined the police. pretty much in early 2007, and so it was a stark contrast to what I was learning as a new recruit to what I was seeing on Life on Mars. Like, did they get away with that in them days? So yeah, that was the second clue. The third clue was Gene Hunt, which is a character from that particular program. The clue didn't come through quite as it should have done, because somebody commented before I made my third clue, but so I just kind of threw it out as a response to their comment. But it was there nonetheless, and that was the third clue. So the game may start to come into form now, if you think about it. It's an RPG, police program, police-based perhaps, and a character from that series. It's Disco Elysium, of course. Disco Elysium, yes, that was on my list. I may have mentioned it. I'm sure I've mentioned it before now. Or at least more than one person has mentioned it as a potential game for me to play. It's an RPG, it's isometric, it's all about making decisions and choices and role-playing. Your character creation and how you can develop your character is apparently insane based on the choices you make in the game world. There's so many different varieties of character you can create and personalities that no two playthroughs are ever the same. It's got some rave reviews. It looks like exactly my cup of tea. I want to play it. And so that is going to be the next main game series to join CK2, Disco Elysium. It shall be starting on Monday in earnest. I just need a bit of time to get it, prepared and whatnot. And thank you to Hauler, who gifted it to me over the Christmas period. Thank you very much. I'm going to enjoy it massively, I'm sure, after what little I've seen, without spoiling it too much. So there you go. The clues being, of course, Life on Mars police program. You play detective in the game, and the Gene Hunt clue, if you're wondering. If you Google Gene Hunt, if you haven't seen the program, and get a look at the character, maybe YouTube him to see some of his sort of mannerisms and his personality as a kind of no-nonsense, kind of kick doors down and beat confessions out of people first, ask questions later kind of guy. But he does things for the greater good in the long run. If you look at that character and read about that character and his traits, that's going to be the kind of detective that I'm going to be trying to mould in the game Disco Elysium. Try to sort of not imitate perfection, but that's the kind of gist that I'm going to be going for, the kind of no-nonsense approach. Let's just get the job done, rough a few people up to beat confessions out of people and whatnot. That kind of police officer or detective or whatever we are in the game. So that's the kind of character that I'm going to be going for, the personality that I'm going to be going for, and we'll develop that as the game progresses through its rich storytelling, I'm sure. So there you go. Bringing it in under less than 10 minutes. So that's going to be the plan for the channel, probably for most of 2020, because there's a lot of games in my list, so we need to get through them. Some of these games on the list may actually become stream series as well, just to also assist further. Maybe one of the Total Wars, like 1212, might be a stream series, for instance. Just to keep that list down a bit, because it's getting depressingly long, and I want to play these damn games. And LPing them and streaming them, it makes it a slower process. So it's a big year, I think, for gaming, so let's plough headfirst into them. As I said in my update for the new year, it's going to be a busy one. Hold on to your hats, folks. Right, today, Darkest Dungeon stream, 7 PM GMT time this evening. We shall be cracking on with that, see how far we get. The Darkest Dungeon, only one more to go. We're getting towards the end, but I don't think we have a full team for that yet, so we need to prepare ourselves with a few more lower dungeon runs. So we'll do that and see which characters will be earmarked for that final task. So hopefully you can join me for that. Sunday, tomorrow, will be another episode of CK2, and then from Monday onwards, you'll get some Disco Elysium thrown in for good measure. Enjoy your weekend, folks. Till next time, see you soon.